we go. Man, what up, world? What up, fight family? It's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV coming at you with some news you can use and another ringside views. You know, I got my co-host with me, 503, and we got a special guest in the building, Miss Christina Lopez with In the Ring with Christine.
Hey guys.
Man, I appreciate you for blessing my platform and coming on today.
I appreciate y'all. It's my honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Man. So you know, just give everybody a little background. If y'all haven't checked out InTheRingWithChristine.com, go check that out. It's a good platform, even though she hasn't updated in a while. I've been waiting on her to update.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna choke you, Gonzo. My partner, Gonzo. I'm gonna choke him. He's in trouble. I gotta keep up with my own stuff too, right? I should do that. Yeah. I'm gonna get on it.
All right, yeah, because you know, the last update for the upcoming fights, I still think it's Crawford American.
Crawford is fighting again, though.
Yeah, but that American. Yeah, is that American? He's fighting me machine next week.
Right. Keep me on my toes.
Right on, right on. What got you in the sport of boxing?
Oh my gosh, I have loved boxing since I was 6 years old. My cousin was a world champion, Jesse Benavides, on one side of my family. My grandfather on the other side was a professional boxer. And then I saw Rocky, the first Rocky. I'm aging myself. And I was just told. I said, I've got to do this one day. I've got to somehow be a part of it. It's just beautiful. And it is. I got married really young. So from the age of 18 to literally 28, I was having babies, pregnant. And so I didn't step into the boxing gym until I was 28, 29. And been doing it ever since, going on, I'm going to age myself now, going on 20 years.
You're not going to age yourself. I saw the first Rocky too.
Yeah, so you know, I was a single mom at that time. I had left a very abusive relationship. I had a lot of sons. I wanted to put them into something where they could have some help, some self-esteem, some confidence, some male role models. And so we got into boxing. I started training with them. We would spar and do everything. And then I was asked if I wanted to be a coach. And I was like, heck yeah. So the guys taught me, you know, a lot of things, and being in the gym, I learned, was there for 7 years. My husband and I remarried. My husband and I opened up a gym, our own gym, Texas Select Boxing Club. We started training fighters. We had some national champs. One of our guys went pro, so I had to try out being a cut woman. So I did that. Been a cut woman since 2011. I just most recently, a year ago, joined Team USA in Colorado. So I'm one of the USA coaches. I'm looking forward to Olympic trials that are coming up. Well, I mean, the Olympic trials that are coming up, because then I get to work with all the Olympians.
So you're going
to January.
So you're going to Lake Charles?
You know what? I'm actually going to be in New York for the Crawford fight, but my husband's going. We have one guy, Freddie Rojas from our gym, that'll be competing, 152. So it's pretty exciting.
I know you. I would love to go. I know Legendary is going to the Lake Charles. I want to go bad.
I really am struggling. I really am.
So what made you decide to choose the Crawford fight over the Olympic qualifiers?
You know, it's not really that I chose that. It's kind of like, when it comes to numbers, I'm honestly like a dingbat. It's like, I knew that the Crawford fight was coming up, and I knew that the trials were coming up, and I just didn't realize that they were going to coincide with each other. I had made plans actually to go to both, but I can't be in two places at one time. And since the airline tickets are a little bit more expensive to New York and they're already purchased, I was like, I might need to just go ahead and stick to the plan. But I'm a huge Crawford fan as well. Huge.
Man, I appreciate it. I would love to go to one of those fights in New York. I've never been. I've never been to New York. But
yeah, New York.
Oh man. So as a coach and watching your fighters progressing in sport. What's that feeling that you get? Seeing
proud mama, seriously. It's like we've had some kids since like 7, 8 years old that have come up, to the juniors, the youth, and now elite, and just to see them grow and to succeed and do all the things that they've dreamed of. It's like when somebody walks in the gym, we don't know if they're going to be a great boxer or a world champion or go to the Olympics. We don't know that. We just want them to be good people. So we just give them the tools, and then whatever they do that after that is on them. But it's such a joy to see them progress and succeed so that they can live out their dreams. I love it. It's fabulous.
So what got you onto the media side now?
Oh, this is so crazy. So maybe, I guess it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3. I've been doing my own media outlet for a year. So maybe 2 years ago, there was a young lady that asked me to join forces with her and do some media. I didn't know anything about media. I was like, I can't speak in public. I don't want to interview anybody, but I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always behind the scenes. So I just said yes. Blindly, I said yes. And we did a few things. We did some radio stuff. And then it came to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to branch off and I'm going to do this on my own. And so it's been about a year that I've been doing it on my own. And I absolutely love it. It's really great.
You've created yourself quite a platform within the ring with Christine. You attract a lot of, I see a lot of things that you do, especially on the website itself. I've been following you. I think it's been about a year.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still learning with everything in boxing. I don't know everything, and I'm still learning, and I make a lot of mistakes, but it's okay. Then we just pick back up and do it again.
Yeah. 503, you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to ask Christine, what do you enjoy more, being a coach, more on the media side, or just a fan?
You know what? It's like they're also different. Mm-hmm. There's different pressures, and different successes, different joys, different heartache. I love it all. Anything to do with boxing, I love it all. I can't say what I like most, because in both aspects, all 3 aspects, you get to talk to your favorite fighters, you get to talk to fans, you get to work with people one-on-one, and I love people. Anything that I can do to help and motivate, I want to be able to do. So I can't really say what I prefer over the other. I just love it all. I really do.
Okay. I like that. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying, you just love the sport as a whole and everything that it consists of. So whatever you can do as part of the sport, that's what you try to do.
Most definitely. I love uplifting people. I don't want to say especially women, because I love uplifting men as well, but there are just not that many women in the sport. So when I do see them, I want to like highlight them or like something on their page or make a comment or encourage them, just because I know how it feels to start from day one, or even if they're big time in the game. I still want them to know that, hey, I support you.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing that you love about the sport itself?
It's just the adrenaline rush, the high you get. It's like no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm working a corner as a coach or a cut woman, or I'm doing media, and then most recently I commentated at some fights. It's just that excitement, before and during that you get. There's nothing like it. It's just a natural high, and I love it.
I saw you commentating the fight on Instagram. What fight was that?
It was a local fight. It was Wainwright Promotions. It was his first promotion here. He had done some things in Colorado and recently moved to Texas. And he contacted me, and I was in Colorado at the time, actually. So we were talking on the phone back and forth, and he was just asking some questions, some advice about Texas and so on and so forth. And he was like, would you commentate the fight for me? It's going to be on Fight TV. And I said, of course, and again, being caught off guard, but I love a challenge. Never done it before, but I said, heck yeah. So he liked it, and he wants to use me again. So I'm happy.
I bet you that right there was probably different. Was it difficult for you being your first time?
It was different, but the thing is really like when you're sitting at home or you're sitting in the audience at a fight or whatever, you're kind of commentating in your head anyway. So it's just everything that I get in my head, I just said. So
were you scoring the fights at the same time?
I was scoring the fights at the same time, and I wasn't being biased. Actually, one of my sons was on the card too, but I was not being biased. I was equal to both fighters, because a lot of times you get that the commentators are biased towards one or the other, and I didn't want to do that.
You get that a lot. That's why I watch a lot of fights without the commentary.
Yeah, people say that to do that, but I love listening to the corners. That's why I can't do that, because I want to hear what the coaches are saying. I also want to hear what the cut people are doing. I want to know what's going on over there in the corner.
So as far as the sport itself, what's the hardest thing that you've done so far? Because I know you sparred, you fought, you coached, and you've done media, and you just told me that you worked the commentating booth. What's the hardest thing that you've done so far?
I think the hardest, there are two that kind of come to mind. So when I first started, I was the only well, there was another female in the gym, but she wasn't readily wanting to help me, because it's like, here's another female. And sometimes, we act funny with each other, I guess. But it was really hard learning because the men were really great, but they're men. Y'all sometimes don't communicate well. So I had to pick up a lot of stuff on my own. That was one thing, and just really watching and doing things over and over again and making mistakes. Another thing that was really hard was when I started doing media. I know you can't tell, but I'm usually pretty shy and reserved, and I don't like putting myself out there. So I really had to learn to do that, to just say, you know what, I have one life to live. Who cares? People that like you are going to like you, and the people that don't.
Okay. I got a question from the chat.
Okay.
From Shakita Dow. She said, ask her what the fight she's looking forward to seeing. Good question.
So one that's happening, or a dream fight?
Give me both. We got
I'm very excited about Saturday. I'm very excited about Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. I'm super excited about that. I really am. I think it's going to be a great fight. This is the type of fight that I believe that fight fans want to see. I want to see, and I believe that Ruiz is going to come out on top again. That's my opinion. And then, of course, the fantasy fight, the fight of the next century that we're going into, would definitely be Crawford and Errol Spence.
I thought you was going to say that.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning that fight if it happens?
If Crawford and Errol Spence fought today, I know that Errol Spence right now is not fighting, but if they fought today in 2019,
minus the car wreck.
Yeah, minus the car wreck. God bless his soul. I believe honestly that today in 2019, Terrence Crawford would win.
Okay, nothing against it.
But I love Errol. He's very talented. That's just what I feel today.
And just to give y'all a background, she is in Dallas. So.
I am in Dallas, and I love the kid. I've known him since he was 15. He's super, super talented. He's super smart. But I've also been around the Crawford camp, and I see it goes a lot. It has a lot to do with work ethic and what you do on your free time when you're not in camp, and things like that. I think that all plays a part.
Okay. Shakita also asked, what fight did you learn the most from?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've always known that there's politics in boxing. But I think the fight that comes to mind is the Munguia and Hogan fight. I was in Monterey at that fight, And I love Munguia, and I interviewed his grandmother. He's great, but I just saw such a robbery that it just really showed me that boxing can be a really dirty sport, and that's not the only fight, but that's just the one that's fresh in my mind.
It stood out the most.
Yes,
and you know I'm a Munguia fan too, and I that was a robbery. I'm not gonna say it wasn't.
Yes,
but it was. But we've seen them a few in a couple of years. I always bring up Mean Machine and Ray Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I just brought it up earlier today on 503's platform.
Right.
That was a robbery.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, it does happen. It does, and it's just part of the boxing that I don't like. But yeah, there's politics and everything.
But isn't that one of the reasons why you, as a coach, and you tell your fighters don't leave it in the hands of the judge?
Most definitely. That's exactly right. You can't. It's all up to you. It's all up to them, you know? So most definitely, you got to make it really clear.
Definitely. So getting back to what we were talking earlier, when you were talking about some of the difficulties. So what are some of the difficulties in this sport, especially for women, and some of the obstacles that you had to face?
For women, I have been on, we fought on HBO, we fought on Showtime, some local channels. I think the hardest part was whenever, and I'm like, it's 2000, whatever year it was. And they're like, oh, your cut man's name is Christine. Like your cut, like, no, it's a female. They're like, a female? Yes, a female. There's some people that are just still not able to accept that. And in the amateurs, Golden Gloves, I had about 9 guys, and I was wrapping their hands, and I went back in the locker room to do that. And this old guy comes out. He's like, hey, lady, you can't be here. And I was like, well, I guess you're going to wrap their hands because, I'm the only one. So you still find those things, and it's funny. You just laugh. What are you gonna do? Just do yourself or not?
Yeah, and that's crazy because we've seen women coaches before. We've seen Ann Wolf. I
love Ann. She is my girl. Love Ann.
Is she still coaching?
I haven't heard anything. I know Pops was sick and she was taking care of him and stuff like that, but I haven't heard that she's coaching anymore right now. But I love that lady. She's amazing.
Yeah, she is. She's a great coach, and she was a great fighter. And
yeah.
I still hate we never got to her and Layla Ali fight.
Oh my gosh, who would have won that fight?
Honestly, I can't tell you. I'd really have to go back and watch the fights all over again because I was a fan of both. But
right.
Ann Wolf hit hard, but Layla was a great boxer.
She was mean.
Yeah, that was that that boxer versus the brawler.
Yes, for sure.
That would have been a great fight. And I've been watching women boxing since I was young, and it's crazy. Christy Martin is the reason I started watching women boxing.
Yeah, Christy Martin, she was something else.
I saw her. I think I seen her. She was on the undercard of Mike Tyson and Hurricane McNeely. And that was the first time I saw her. And then I saw her again on HBO, and I got stuck.
Wow.
I just had to watch her.
So I think she's got her own promotional company now. Seems like she's doing some shows.
I haven't even heard anything from her in a while. I didn't even know she was doing anything. I'm definitely going to have to look her up.
I've seen some stuff. I would love to go to one of her shows. I haven't seen anything lately, but I did see something about that.
So being in the media and getting to go to all these fights, what are some of the biggest moments that you've been able to witness and be there yourself in this sport of boxing?
The biggest moments, honestly, they're usually behind the scenes. I mean, it's all great boxing. It's all wonderful. But I'm really close to different camps and coaches and world champions. And so when I started doing media, I was like, man, I wonder if they're going to feel differently or if they're going to want me around or whatever. And the fact is, yeah, because they know that, you know, anything that happens, you know, at birthday parties or dinners or hanging out or training camps or sparring, it doesn't leave my lips unless, you know, it's already public or they allow me to. So I've been able to hang with some world champions and really learn so much from them and see things from a different perspective. And I'm just so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that they trust me and that they respect me. And I think those are times that I'll never forget. And when I'm 150 years old, I'll write a book.
You might want to get started on that book now, because you got a lot that you dealt with, and you got a lot more that you're gonna deal with. So
most definitely. But you know, all the fights that I go to, they're all great, whether they're local, whether they're big promotions, little smaller promotions, up and coming, you know, they're all fun. I love them all. There's something different from them all.
Yeah, and you're right. Especially every time one of these fighters get in the ring, you always see something different.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
And you know, I met you in person here in Houston. Legendary introduced us at the LT Gray promotion.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So being there at LT Gray, he always put on a great fight card.
He does. He's so talented. I mean, in the ring and then with the promotional side out of the ring. He's so talented. I mean,
and he has a great team behind him. Chris is.
Yes, Chris. He is. Most definitely. I have spoken to Chris before on the phone. When I was at another media outlet, I talked to him, and I had interviewed LT Gray and also Frostos. But I had never met Chris in person, so it was really nice to put a name to a face. Very nice guy.
It's funny. I talked to LT Gray first over the phone, and he introduced me to Chris. I always dealt with Chris, but I didn't actually sit and actually have a great conversation with Alfonso until this last fight. And I've been to 3 of their calls.
He's the nicest guy. I mean, he's so nice.
He is.
Yeah, they all are. Everybody's really nice. The show was amazing. It was good. Great entertainment, great matchups. It was really fun. It really was.
It is. And comment from the boxing plug, he said a woman would be perfect for a cut person. Women are naturally nurturing creatures.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, when I was first asked to do cuts, that's exactly what I thought. I mean, I have 10 children and a stepson, and I have cleaned up so much blood and snot and tears and not had to like really contain myself and not panic. And so I said, you know what, I can do this. You know, I just have to keep my composure, keep my eye on my fighter while he's in there, not let anything else get in my way or from my tunnel vision, and then just do what I usually do. And that's exactly the mindset that I had. So I appreciate that comment. That's very true.
Salute, man. I appreciate y'all. 503, you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask Christine about the boxing scene in Texas and her opinion, man. What do you think about the boxing scene down here in Texas? I see you covering a lot of fights in Dallas. You do the Texas Roundup, man. What are some of the marquee fighters you think gonna be coming out of Texas in the future?
Oh my gosh, there's so much talent in Texas. Like, I can't even, if I start to name people, I'm gonna forget somebody. I'm gonna feel bad later. But I'm serious. What I'm gonna say is that Texas is hot. We have so much talent here. Number one. Number two, we have many boxing gyms that are legit. The guys that are doing the local promotions, hats off to them, because it costs money, it takes time, frustration. If you don't have a good matchmaker, everything falls apart. So, but from the shows that I've been going to and the talent that I see, I mean, we're taking over. Texas is taking over. That's just what I believe, you know.
Yeah,
I'm very impressed with what's coming out of Texas.
I've been saying that for a year too, and people don't believe me. But man, look, it's a lot of talent right here in this state. One of the things that I've noticed a lot more is that if you look in the past 5 years and the amount of boxing gyms that has popped up, just in the last 2 or 3 years, but just in the 5 years of totality, like we didn't have that many boxing gyms 5 years ago.
Right. No, I mean, I think that just my LBC 26 that we're in, I think we're like the second biggest, in the United States, something like that, something crazy, in Texas. And I love it because there's a lot of kids out there that don't have a place that don't have a family, that just need a place to belong. And then there's some that just have this hunger and this passion since they were a kid and they want to box. And so I love to see these boxing gyms open to get these kids busy and doing something.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I don't want to put you on a hot seat too quick, but could you like name a couple of fighters that's probably coming up right now in the DFW area that we should know about?
In the DFW area?
Yeah.
Why don't I? Okay. Honestly, I can name like 20. So I'm going to name some gyms that have some really hot prospects.
Okay, that's cool.
Obviously mine, Texas Select Boxing Club. Also Irving Police, Viveros. Gosh, I'm going to get in trouble for this too. One of the Dallas Pals, Young Guns. Gosh, Alacranes. These are gyms that have had their pros coming out. And that are doing excellent, but there's so many more. I mean, there's so many gyms in San Antonio too, and boxers in San Antonio and Houston, that I know. Like I said before, Texas is on fire.
Yes, it is. And mentioning those gyms, what do you think about Big Adrian Montero Taylor coming out of Dallas?
Oh, Adrian Taylor, I love him. He's my sweetheart. We've taken him to many nationals when he was coming up. He's a good kid. Yeah. He's great in the ring. He's got a great heart. He's a great father. Love that kid.
Yeah, I watched him recently at the Lions Only card. Interviewed him. I got a short interview, but I want to bring him on the platform as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a great guy. He is. I have much love and respect for him.
Do you know any other women fighters that we should be looking at that's coming out of Dallas?
Yeah, you have somebody in Houston.
Oh, we have a lot of Houston.
Won the Women's Worlds gold medal.
What's her name?
Danielle Perkins.
Talked to her this weekend at the last weekend at the Next Fight Up.
That's my girl. Yeah, I just had her on my podcast and I'm wrapping up tomorrow. So I had a blessing of being in camp with her, before that, and to go to Russia with her and watch her win that gold medal. That she's going places.
Yeah, she said she's going to take over the entire division.
Yeah, she will. And then, of course, y'all have Jenny Fuchs, too. She's there. She's going to be competing at the Olympic trials. Been in camp with her many times. Another champion, out of Houston.
Yeah. Any out of Dallas that I need to pay attention to?
Females out of Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the females, there's a lot of youth and junior that are coming up. Okay. I think Dallas was a little bit behind Houston and San Antonio. But there's going to be some that are coming up.
I know San Antonio has Mario Barrios, his little sister, coming up right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, yes. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see more from her. I was supposed to be at her fight, but I couldn't get off that weekend. I was trying my hardest to.
Yeah, I was at one of her fights. Gosh, I don't even remember which one it was. Yeah, she's bad. She's bad.
Now I want to ask Christine this. We in Texas, right? It's a lot of mixed demographics, and you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But mostly I see a lot of like different races and ethnics of kids like trying different sports. Like what mainly do you see like in your boxing gym? Is it mostly like Hispanic kids, or is it like a mixture of like Hispanics and blacks, maybe a few white kids? Like what is it like down there?
Honestly, it's mostly Hispanics and black kids. Yeah, it is. You know, I have this funny story. So my first kids are biracial, and then my last two are Mexican. And it was so funny because a few years ago, a guy came in my gym and he's like, "Why do y'all only train black kids?" And my husband and I looked around and we're just like, "Oh, okay. Well, we didn't notice, but and half of them are ours." But I just thought that was so funny because it sounds really cliche, but honestly,
You don't see
I don't
it.
even notice like who's Mexican, who's black, who's white, who's whatever. It's just like they're my kids, you
Right.
know. But I do see that it's usually minorities walking into boxing gyms where they want to compete.
Right.
There are the other gyms where they want to get like physical fitness and things like that, and maybe you'll find more, you know, Caucasian or other races. But as far as competition gyms, that's what I see, you know, brown skinned babies of all shades.
Yeah, most definitely, man, most definitely.
Yes.
And I see a lot of, because I got my kids in football right now. I'm seeing a lot of more like Hispanic and Mexicans playing football, kids as well. So you know, I think we're gonna have probably some Mexican football players coming.
Yeah,
real
yeah,
soon, I think.
that'll be something. You know, we usually
Yeah,
play soccer or box, so that's a good
right.
thing.
Right. And I want to ask you this as well. I'm looking to put my kids in boxing. I have a 8-year-old son, a 7-year-old stepson, and a 10-year-old
Uh-huh.
stepson. What should I look for in a boxing coach?
Definitely look for somebody that teaches the basics, that teaches footwork and hand placement and basic combinations. You don't want somebody that's going to get your kid and throw them in the ring immediately to spar, because that's just a deterrent. It's like, why? It's like they're fight for their life, but they don't know how to move their feet. They don't know how to move their head. They don't know how to throw their jab or their 1-2 or throw feints or whatever. Get somebody that's going to teach them the basics. And it's about making points. It's about hitting and not getting hit. It's not about sitting in front of somebody and beating your brains out. That's not what it's about.
100% agreed.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna ask you: what do you think about coaches that teaches their fighters how to fight like they fight, instead of actually teaching them to box, or working on their what they do good and able to use in the ring?
I don't have any respect for those coaches. I really don't, because especially with the younger boxers, well, any boxer, because first of all, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know anything. And I'm sorry, my husband walked in and threw me off track.
That's
I don't have any respect for them, because you get a kid that really wants to learn how to box and he admires, let's say, Mayweather, okay? And then you throw them in there, they get beat up, and then they're a failure immediately. Well, they didn't get the tools. They're not a failure. They weren't taught correctly. And I always tell my guys, if you don't have a coach, and then for the pros, a manager or a promoter that loves you like their own kid, you need to run, because it's life or death. I mean, we've seen that.
You know, and it's two things that I hate when I see in some of these professional fighters. I hate to see them punch, and when they land a good shot, they start admiring their work. That's one of my pet peeves. I can't stand a fighter that does that. And I also hate fighters that fight with their hands down.
Yes.
Because even when I was younger and did it, one thing a coach told me is, you protect yourself at all times. Keep your hands up.
Always. Even if the ref comes and says break or whatever, you still have to protect yourself. I mean, There's some guys that don't have respect for the rules, or dirty fighters or whatever, or you have somebody that's just like in the middle of a punch, you know, so you just never know. You have to protect yourself at all times. And yeah, the showboating and stuff like that, you know, admire it after. Have someone videotape you, watch yourself on TV, you know, but this is a serious sport.
Yeah, that admiration, you can have somebody that'll fake like they're hurt and wait for you to do it and then time you and then it's over.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. A smart boxer will time you. They will time you in anything, whether you're throwing the same combination, moving the same direction, leaning a certain way, whatever. You have to mix it up. You can't get these bad habits, because a smart boxer or corner is going to tell their fighter, hey, he's going to do 1, 2, 3 this, then you do this. You know, you have to like switch it up. You can't get into bad habits. You can't get into a routine. Every boxer's different.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you something. Working in a corner, and you actually watching your fighter, and you yourself see things that your fighter don't see. Walk me through some of those steps of how you explain that to your fighter, for them to being in the spur of the moment, for them to listen and to go out there and execute the plan.
This is a great question. We were just talking about this the other day. So when I had mentioned before that I don't turn the volume off because I want to hear what's being said in the corner. If you pay attention, there's some trainers that are just like, oh, do what you do. Yeah, you know, keep going, or whatever. They give them no instruction. Okay. And one thing that you have to remember is that a boxer is in one of the most vulnerable states that they can be in. They're half afraid. They're nervous. Are they winning? Are they losing? Whatever. You have to give them clear instruction. If they keep throwing, you know, a right uppercut, and every time they do, they're leaning in, you know, too far, you know, then you have to tell them that. Or if the other guy, you know, is leaning too much to the left, well, you know, have your guy, you know, cut him off and shoot a right hand. It's like you have to be able to give them clear instruction. Not only watch your fighter, what he's doing wrong or right, but be able to watch the other guy, what he's doing right or wrong. You know, if you keep getting hit with a certain punch, it's probably because you're like standing in front of him, you know. But you have to be able to give clear instruction. You can't just say, do what you do, keep going, you know what to do, you know how this goes. No, they need clear instruction.
Yeah, man, salute to you. 503, you there? I guess he had to step away. You on mute if you're there.
I'm here, bro. I was
okay.
To the chat. I was talking to the chat. You gotta excuse my baby girl, man. She was screaming, but I want.
My husband came in. He like threw me all off. He's like waving at me. I'm like, excuse me.
Legendary Top Cat said, "What's up, Coach Christine in the building?"
Oh yeah. Hey. I was just talking to him in the chat. Go ahead, Miss Christine.
Who is that?
Legendary Top Cat, the one that introduced me.
Oh yes. How are you?
Yeah. Well, go ahead, 503.
I wanted to ask you, Miss Christine, I seen you talking about the fights over the weekend. I wanted to ask you, how did you feel like as a coach? You seeing some of these fighters turning pro at a young age, like the kid Xander. Yeah, Xander. Yeah. You have Christian down here in Texas. What are your thoughts about these kids turning pro at such a young age and not going to the Olympics?
Depending on who it is, I mean, like with Xander, for instance, I didn't ever get to like really meet him. He left Colorado before I started. He was youth. He didn't get to the elite level. But for a lot of these guys, they're really talented, but I personally, and not speaking directly about him, but just in general, teenagers don't have that man strength yet. Yeah, they can box. Yeah, they're smart. Their ring IQ is high, but can they take a shot? Can they give a shot? Because in the pros, you want to hurt people, you know, and can they hurt people? Now, I know some of these top guys that are really young and they're signed with these promotional companies. They're going to be taken care of. It is what it is. They're going to be taken care of for 10, 15 fights. Are they going to have enough time to mature and get to the age and the maturity to have that man's strength before they have to really face a monster? So I kind of worry about that. One of my sons was an elite amateur. He's about to be 21 December 7th. And okay, now we're talking about it. But in the teens, I personally don't encourage it.
Right.
I say,
So
hey, why not go to the Olympics first?
right.
Your stock is raised. I mean, you've been to Olympics, whether you medal or not, people have to offer you big money, big signing bonuses. Why sell your stuff short?
Man, you 100% right.
Game.
You know, matter of fact, speaking on that, I thought Tristan Calcrew out of Duncanville.
Yeah, I know Tristan very well.
I thought he was gonna go ahead and try to do the Olympic trials and go to the Pan Am Games and do all that.
Right.
But he decided to go pro with Golden Boy. And
yeah, you know, the thing about Tristan was he just turned 18, like maybe a month ago, a few weeks ago, or a month ago. So he was too young. And I guess that he was just not wanting to wait the other 4 years. He wanted to just go ahead, you know, and go pro.
And you know, and to be his size and to do what he does, like people, I don't know if you guys ever watched Tristan. Like I watched him in person.
No, very well. We've seen some. I've seen him a lot.
He's very talented to be 17 years old and that
very talented.
He's gonna get bigger than he is now.
Oh yeah, he's super tall. He's already put on some muscle.
Yeah, and he's still growing.
Yeah, he's still growing. That's right.
And he's got grown man strength and is going to get stronger.
Yeah, he's going to do well. I know his manager. He's going to do very well.
Okay. If Golden Boy moves him right, where do you see Tristan's career going?
Oh, you know what? He can go as far as he wants. If he wants to be a world champ, I believe that if he stays on this path, then he can do it one day.
Man, I do believe it. Shout out to Rob Stewart. He sent me a PayPal. He said, "Salute, fam. I appreciate you, Rob Stewart, for that PayPal, man." And Mr. Pigeon Mike Tyson said it's such a precise sport. Boxing has to be so detailed. The development of young fighters can all go bad very quick. It did for me 38 years ago. I mean, well, he said 28. I mean, he's from the UK. Salute to you, man, from across the pond.
Definitely.
But yeah, Tristan is so talented, man. And when I met the kid in person and talked to him,
great kid.
Yes, he is. He's great, and he's goofy as hell, but he's a great kid.
He's funny. He's great manners. He's funny. He's a cute kid. I mean, very marketable.
Very.
Yes.
And I think he's going to be a star in this sport. I would not be surprised if he becomes a face of the sport.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think that he definitely has the potential to do that. Definitely. You know, it's all about the path you take, and he's managed by a good friend of mine, and Golden Boy is taking care of him, and I think he's going to do great things.
I think he will too. I just hope Oscar really does push him like he does Canelo and Ryan. Yeah,
you know, it's like there's always pros and cons to every promotional company, and you know, it's just like gotta roll with the punches.
Matter of fact, another top fighter out of Dallas right now, Virgil Ortiz.
Oh,
what's your thoughts on him, and have you dealt with him as an amateur?
Oh yeah, I mean, he and my son came up together since they were kids. I've known him since he first started boxing. I think he was about 8 or 9 years old. I've known he and his dad forever. They're great people. He's very talented. He was always talented. He was always ranked junior and youth. He's a great kid. Known him very well.
Is he the boogeyman that everybody expect him to be? Because I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what? He's getting there. He's getting there. He really is. He's got power. He's got his ring IQ is very advanced.
Yes, it is.
He's slick.
I watched him live. I saw one fight before I actually watched him live. When Jaime Munguia came to Houston, I was there.
Yeah, I was there.
And I wish I'd have saw you.
I know.
But yeah, I was there, and I wanted to see him, and I wanted to see Virgil. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest reasons I went. And when I saw Virgil do what he did, like he got that dude out of there quick.
Oh yeah.
And I knew, and that was a step up fight.
Yeah.
And I was looking like, man, this kid is gonna be a problem. And that fight right there, I think he said, I'm moving up to welterweight. I'm like, you can take over 140, but
he had mentioned Maurice Hooker. And then after that, he said eventually he wanted Errol Spence. It's like you have to respect that. You have to respect that the confidence. We'll see.
He has a lot of confidence too.
He does. He has confidence, but he's not cocky, if that makes sense.
It does. He's humble.
Yes, he is.
And another one, Maurice Hooker out of Dallas. He just went and signed with BoMacc to start training.
Love him. Love Maurice. That's my dude. I've known him since he started boxing too.
What do you think?
Kid.
What do you think?
That was the best move he could have made. Going with B&B, the best.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do you think that'll change?
BoMacc, Saul, Coach Red, those three guys to have. The thing is, there's three of them. BoMacc is the face, but there's three coaches there. That's three pair of eyes you have on you. They all have their thing that they do. None of them are prima donnas or, put the camera on me, or I'm the head coach, or I'm the this, I'm the that. It's all about their fighters. Look what they did with Herring. When Herring went with them, look at him now. Two-time defending world champion. Robert Brandt is now with them.
Yep, I was just want to say Rob Brandt just went with him.
Yeah, those guys are great. They really are.
I can't wait to see those guys actually. See what they put together over there at that camp.
Yeah, I plan on being in Phoenix too for Maurice's fight. That this is going to be an important fight for him. At 140, there were these rumors of 147. No, 140.
He said he was moving up.
No, he never said it.
Oh, I thought he did.
They quoted him. He was quoted, but it never came out of his mouth. They said that he said it. He never said it. I guarantee you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal then, because I want to see him and Robert Easter.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be a great fight. They're about the same height too.
Yeah.
It'll be Ohio versus
Texas.
They both
can crack.
Yes. That's why I want to see it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
I know Jamal Charlo is fighting Dennis Hogan, and we expect it to be a
you know what?
Quick fight.
For me, it's 50-50. I saw Hogan, when he fought Munguia and Charlo about the same height. Hogan has to worry about those right overhands from Charlo because they're nasty.
That left hook.
But he moves so much, and he wants to be right on top of you. So I'm excited about that fight. I'm really curious to see which way it's gonna go. Hogan is no step over guy. He's I know that in an interview, Charlie was saying he didn't want to overlook him, but he was kind of overlooking him, and I'm just like, no, you can't overlook him. He's gonna give him a fight. I really believe he is.
I can't wait to this weekend. This weekend and next weekend is going to be great for fights. What do you think about?
Who do you have? AJ or Ruiz?
I got Ruiz. I'm riding with America. I don't. One thing y'all gonna learn about me is I'm gonna always ride with either America or Texas. I don't care. I don't
I like
care.
that. That's good.
Even if I know my Texas fighter might got a better chance of losing, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm riding with him.
I like that. I like that loyalty. That's nice.
When Donito Donaire fought a new way, I went with Donito Donaire. I'm riding with Oakland.
Right.
Like, just to let everybody know.
I was riding with him too, but I knew he wasn't gonna win.
But he shocked a whole lot of people.
Let me tell you something. He surprised me. I'm not ashamed to say when I'm wrong. He surprised me. He did great.
Hey, Mr. Pigeon, Mike Tyson said, I got my eyes on 3 guys. ATM over your side of the Atlantic. Boots, Shakur, and don't sleep on Navarrete. I mean, also
Navarrete. Yeah, and Shakur. Yeah, and who was the first one?
Yeah. Boots Ennis. Drawn Ennis.
Drawn Ennis. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
He said also Tank will get there. I have Navarrete stopping Easter. I don't know about stopping Easter, but it'll be a good fight.
It would be a good fight. I don't know. It's like Tank. I don't know. What's he gonna do? You know? What's he gonna do? I don't know. Sometimes you think, does he want to be more of like a YouTube guy or like a internet celebrity, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, 503.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how do you feel about the fights for this month of December? I call it stack timber because we stacked up our month every week. Are you looking more forward to the fights coming on this weekend or maybe next weekend with Terrence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez, Richard Coleman? You also have Mel Charlo versus Tony Harrison rematch on the 21st.
The last two that you said, they're gonna be fire.
Yeah, then fire. At the end of the month in December, we have Tank Davis fighting. So, what fights are you most looking forward to in December?
You know what? I am a boxing fan. I'm saying Merry Christmas to me because I'm serious. It's like every weekend we got something going on. It's exciting, you know. The Teofimo and the Comey fight. Oh my gosh, that's
who you got in that fight?
Man, who you got in there? Comey. I love Teofimo. He's so talented, and I know he made some changes in his camp. Comey is a beast.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I don't know. That's going to be a good fight. And then, the rematch with Charlo and Harrison. I mean, what do y'all think?
I'm going. You know what? I told you I'm riding with Tony.
You're right. So we know who you're riding with, but who's going to win?
Jamel Charlo.
I got you. I'm teasing you.
I got Jamel with the knockout.
Yeah. You think so? A knockout?
A knockout.
Okay. All right. Well, we heard it here first. You said a knockout. Okay.
Yeah. What about?
You know what? I mean, December is nice. It's nice.
I'm gonna ask you one. My friend of the channel and a friend of mine, Darwin Price Jr. is fighting Malik Hawkins on Tank undercard. This is a step up for both guys. Who do you have in that fight?
Tank with Tank.
No, I'm talking about with Malik Hawkins and Darwin Price Jr.
You know what? I'm not too familiar with them. I can admit that. Okay,
Darwin is a great fighter. He's fought on a few. He fought on television under Brandon Figueroa's card in Edinburgh, and he just fought on. He was the headliner
the card he just had not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Like what, 3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. Darwin was the co-main.
Wow, shame on me. Okay, I'm gonna go back and look at that.
Yeah,
shame on me.
Next time, fourth round knockout.
About this guy.
Okay, yeah, that's Texas. He's right here in Houston. He fights out of Maine with Emo and Oshaka Foster.
Those are my guys over there. Shame on me. Okay.
Oshaka Foster is fighting
Thursday. I know. Love that kid. Known him since the amateurs as well.
Yeah, that's
Bobby
my guy
Benton.
right there. Yeah,
Bobby. They're great.
Who else
Aaron
we got?
Navarro. Those are my guys.
Somebody from your way. Calvin Henderson is fighting Friday.
Calvin Henderson. Yes. Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Yeah. I know him.
I just
Definitely.
got through
very
taking him.
talented.
What do you think about him in the path of his career?
You know, I think he's he's really talented. I think that he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. Like, he's not in the limelight, and I'm not sure if it's something to do with management or promotion or whatever. But he's talented. I think that he should be getting more recognition.
He signed with King's Promotion.
Okay, I don't know with who promotion.
King. What's the dude's name?
I'm not familiar with him.
He has his son. His son is a heavyweight fighter. I'll tell you. Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, but no, I think he's talented. And
Marshall Kaufman is the CEO.
Okay.
And founder. You know, the Kaufman that just fought. It's a whole man. I'm not even gonna think about it.
You know what? I don't even like pretend to know everything. Like, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I gotta look that up, or hold on, I gotta like remember what this guy's name is, because it's just so much information, so much going on.
I just met Marshall Kaufman and couldn't even remember his name.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, and he got people that are under contract with him that are trying to get out of the contract.
Okay, yeah, no, but I think Hot Sauce is very talented. I do. And he's a nice, super nice guy.
And really is. Really is. 503, you there? Shout out. I see you, money. 503?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else did I want to ask? How did you feel about the fight from the past weekend with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz?
Man.
Yeah.
Deontay he's a killer. He's got that power. I mean, all he's got to do is touch you one time. Yes, he started slow, or yes, he wasn't boxing at first. Yes, Ortiz was catching him. Yes, but all it takes is one shot, you know, and that's what it was, one shot.
But I seen you was talking on your Instagram. You said he was getting the best of him in them rounds.
Yeah, he was. In the first few rounds, he was touching him, and then that one shot, it was over. And that's how it is.
Yeah, he lives by that moniker.
Yeah, he was getting touched. Ortiz was all over him the first six rounds. I think the seventh round is when he knocked him out.
Yeah, seventh round.
Before that, he wouldn't do anything. But then that one shot, that's it. That's it. It's over. If you're asking me if I think he's a good boxer, like pretty boxer, no. But does he have hellacious power? Heck yeah. And in boxing, that's all it takes is one shot.
Is he the hardest?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Is he the hardest puncher in boxing to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's everybody's split, you know. And the hardest boxer to date, maybe in this era, maybe for right now, but I don't know. It's a good question.
You know, I know I hear people always talk about Tyson, but you know, Tyson was a combination puncher. He just wasn't no.
He wasn't a one hit wonder.
Yeah, no, he if he did
3 pieces.
If he did catch you with that one punch, he was blindsiding. So he never just got you like Deontay Wilder's knocking people out from 4 head punches.
That's true. That's true.
So it's like the only person that I see with comparable power, me personally, is George Foreman and Ernie Shavers.
They said Sonny Liston was a heavy puncher.
Yeah, Sonny Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
Joe Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
But I know
Frazier,
George.
He says he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Which, you know.
Joe Frazier hit hard. Ron
So yeah,
Lyles hit hard.
it's hard to say.
Yeah. So I know we've been on for an hour now.
Oh my gosh, it went by so fast.
I know that's what happens when you have good boxing conversation.
I know, right?
Oh man. So before we get out of here, I got one last question.
Okay.
And it's gonna seem crazy, but we're not
So
really
I like
crazy.
crazy.
But
It's okay.
I want to know, what is your thought? How do you think Ruiz is gonna beat AJ this weekend?
I think he's gonna do exactly what he did the first time. I really do. You know, I think that AJ's mental game is off. I mean, think about it. He is the prince of Matchroom, of DAZN, you know, DAZN. He is and was supposed to be the boxing god. You know what I'm saying? He did not think that this chubby Mexican guy called at the last minute was gonna do anything to him. He got in his head. You know, after he quit, ultimately, I don't think that he's the same mentally. I don't. Because Andy, he doesn't care who he is. He just wants to beat him up. And he can box. He can move. And then, you know, we're already hearing, if you're reading in the media, that they said he got hurt, that AJ got hurt in sparring. Well, did he really get hurt in sparring, or have they already started the excuses? And I have so much respect for Matchroom and DAZN, but it is what it is. You know, I think Andy's got his number. Manny Robles is a great coach. I don't know him personally, but I do know his other coach, Coach Estrella. Great guy. He's got a guy going to the Olympic trials too. I mean, these are top-notch trainers. And Andy, when you have no fear, you can do anything.
Facts. One thing one thing that gets me, and I hear people that still saying AJ was just rattled that last fight, something was off. But AJ never really had a great jab, and he's never fought a true Mexican fighter.
Never.
You know,
no, he's used to people standing straight in front of him, and then he knocks him out.
Yeah.
Well, Andy wasn't going to stand straight in front of him.
He stops him. He don't knock him out. He stops
exactly. him. Yeah. He stops them because they're right there. You know? And that's the thing. Even if something is off, you have to keep this together. You have to keep it together. People always have things going on in their lives, but you have to keep that mental strength.
Facts. You got anything else, 503, before we get up out of here?
Yes, Sirski. I got one more question for Miss Christina, and I'm gonna let her have it.
All right.
I know we see a lot of boxers covering all these fights and being media and doing a podcast and whatnot. But in your honest opinion, who is your favorite fighter today in boxing and why?
My favorite fighter today?
Yeah.
I think I say, well, I'm going to say who I think the pound for pound king is, because I have a lot of favorite boxers, because I deal with a lot of amateurs. I deal with the USA team. I deal with pros. So I don't have like per se a favorite, but I'll say who I think the pound for pound king is today. And that's Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
One more for me, and that's Clarissa Shields. And your thoughts on her? Also, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My thoughts on what else? I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you your thoughts on Cecilia Brackets and her long run in the sport.
You know, Clarissa changed the sport of boxing. She was the gateway for females, my opinion. She was the only one to medal, twice, and gold. And she made people pay attention to women in boxing. She's been vocal about equal pay for women and men. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind. She's always been that way, and she doesn't She doesn't care. She just does her. And you have to respect that. And respect that she did open up a pathway for women. She has. I don't think that it's where it should be yet, but I think we're on the right track.
It's getting there. And
yes, I'm sorry, what was your second question?
The longevity of Cecilia Brækhus as long as she's been a champion in this sport.
Man, I mean, it's like the alien. I mean, he kept fighting till when? It's like when they start losing or feeling that their body can't take it anymore, or just decide they want to hang it up like Andre Ward did. I mean, how many more years did he have, and could he have had? I think that as long as you can still do it and you're winning and being successful, why not? I think age is just a number.
True.
Kudos to her.
All right, man. And I appreciate you for blessing my platform with your presence.
Appreciate y'all.
Hope to have you on again soon too as well.
Most definitely, be my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
But before you go, tell the people how they can follow you and anything that you have coming up that they should be looking forward to.
Okay, well, right now, don't go to my website because it needs to be updated. But you can catch me on Instagram, In the Ring with Christine, on Twitter, which I'm not good at, but I'm learning, and on Facebook. I'm wrapping up a podcast, my first podcast that has been in progress for a year, but I've been kind of busy tomorrow. And then I will have a link to that too on all of my outlets.
All right, I'll be looking forward to it.
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
subscribe.
In the Ring with Christine?
Yes.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to In the Ring with Christine on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all go show support.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all so much.
Man, I appreciate you for coming on and giving us your perspective, man.
Thanks. Y'all have a great night.
You too. 503, close us out, Chap.
Hey, man, this has been another Ringside Views, man, with In the Ring Christine, the home girl, man, the sister. She came through and blessed the platform, man. I love to hear women talking boxing, you know what I'm saying? She definitely loved her boxing. It was a great conversation, great boxing conversation, even though bro do the Ringside Views. This was a great Ringside View with Christine, you understand me? So, yeah, man, we steady grinding, man. We're gonna have some more in store for the platform, man. More fighters. Like I say, we booked up all this month. You know what I'm saying? Going into 2020, man, it's looking real lovely for the Houston Hard Hitters, man. Salute to my brother, StayReadyBoxingTV, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like I say, you the glue to the Houston Hard Hitters, man. You keep this shit going. You keep this shit together. And y'all smash the like button, subscribe, man. Share the video on our social media platforms, whether you're Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You understand me, man? Make a reaction video to it, man. Just fuck with the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, man. It's a grind, man, but the marathon must continue, man. But y'all be sure to tune in to me tomorrow, man, live at 5 at 503 Line. Young Houston Hard Hitter, man. Houston Hard Hitter TV, man. And it's just like that, man. H time for real, man. Stand up.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Almighty.
Subscribing for sure. Thanks.
All right, appreciate it, man. Shout out to the Almighty LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community. If you didn't know, now you know. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to everybody on the panel. In the Ring with Christine on all her social media platforms, including YouTube, 503 Line, Smoke City Mobcast. And y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon if you haven't for me. Man, I appreciate everybody that came through. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video to all your social media platforms. And once again, it's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV. And y'all know my motto, you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. Peace. Amen.